This twin-turbo V8 engine is either gonna cost me about $200 to fix, or it's gonna cost so much and take so many labor hours that this once $85,000 BMW in 2009, that's like $125,000 in today's money, is effectively mechanically totaled at only 113,000 miles. Now, my 2009 X6 50i Sports Activity Coupe, or SAC as BMW called it, was always a gamble as it was listed with a cracked engine. But after looking closer at the auction listing, you can see the car was running and they even listed it as drivable. It did indeed drive and shift, and I couldn't find a cracked engine for the life of me. I only paid $3,000 for this car with a clean title and Carfax in pretty good shape, and in normal running condition, these are worth over $10,000. Things were looking up until I found a dreaded camshaft code. And so that's where we're at right now, and I'm hoping that this brand new shiny part right here will make this code go away. And in order to get to the old one of these, we gotta take a bunch of stuff apart, so let's get right to it. So the N63 twin-turbo 4.4-liter V8 in this BMW X6 is one of the worst, or the worst, BMW engines ever, not only because everything breaks on it, but because there's no room, as you can see. So we need to make some room. And I think a good start is gonna be this bar right here. I mean, even this bar that has just like 4 really easy bolts right on top, it's just gonna be a pain. There we go. Support bar is out. Oh, yay, we can see something. So what I need to remove right now is this intercooler, and I don't want to have to release all of the coolant inside of here if I don't have to, because then we'll have to bleed the system. So I'm gonna use my fancy little hose clamps. These don't ruin hoses. They're specifically designed for this. So you go like that, lift this up, and now we're gonna hold all the coolant in here. And what we're going after here is one of the exhaust valve camshaft adjuster solenoids, which is this part here. And it's not because this code directly told us that this part is faulty, but it's signaling an issue with the camshaft timing on the exhaust cam on bank 2. And when I looked at actual values, it does look like the adjustment here is stuck. This could be a stretched timing chain, bad guides, bad camshafts, bad actuators, bad everything. Could even be a bad cylinder head, in which case the engine would need to come out and all sorts of craziness would go down. But this is definitely the first area we need to look at, because the solenoid controls that camshaft adjuster, and there's a screen that can clog up. So we gotta get the intercooler out, pull this thing out, and see if it's just dirty. All right, let's see if this thing is going to lose much coolant. We wanna minimize that. I have rubber plugs on hand as well. Let's see what happens. Oh, not bad, okay. Well, put that there anyway, and nothing coming out of here. That's perfect. All right, so far so good. You wanna try and do anything that'll save you time. The official BMW instructions say to drain the entire intercooler system. I don't wanna do that. If one of these is gonna leak though, it'll be this one since it's lower. Let's see. All right, clip is off. Pull it off, and our little cap. Okay, cool. We are golden, people, look at that. Nothing. If you guys don't have clamps like this, you can get them from Sonic or like just anywhere on Amazon. They're great. And now we can swing this stuff out of the way. Over here, and this one over here. Stay. Next, we have a purge valve, so we'll pull the connector here, and this plastic line, 10 mil. That's going in a cupcake tin, and I love labeling stuff so we don't forget. Purge, that's it. Guys, you see that shiny light? That's my 10 mil socket on a bolt. That's the extension. Just a nightmare to get to anything. 2 of those. Did I get it? Nah, I didn't get it, but I put a longer extension in here. And because of that, I can't fit my power tool in, and they want you to take the fan out, which is a nightmare, so we're gonna try and snake stuff out. Yes, I got it, I got it. See the bolt, see it? Yay, we got it. Is it gonna fall? Oh my God, it's totally gonna fall, isn't it? Yeah, hear that? It fell. It's in the Bermuda Triangle now. There's another one in here that you can't see that I think might actually be a little easier. I've loosened it up now. Yeah, going by hand here. Fun. This one I used a magnet on. See it? Right here. Gotta rescue it. I got you, little buddy. I got ya. Yes! Its brother is gone, but we got one. And we will find him, but for now, this is much looser. That's good. Next, I have to remove that clamp from the throttle body. Yes, the throttle bodies are all the way down there, just so ridiculous. I've tried to sock it. I'm going in with the flat blade. I mean, it is, yeah, look at this. What are we doing here? This has got to be one of the worst engines to work on. I got my little quarter drive sonic ratchet in here, so it's kind of saving the day. We got it loose. That's good. All right, so now we can remove this charge pipe connection to the turbo. It's V-banded. Okay. That is actually a really, really nice connection. Good job, BMW. I like that a lot. Cool. All right, so now this intercooler, in theory, should come out. It's shimming and shamming at the same time. I think it's just stuck on the throttle body a little. All right, just kidding. It has 3 bolts that holds the intercooler. I didn't see this one. So this one actually looks to be the easiest of the 3. All right, now this should come out. Oh, this feels much better. Okay, cool. There we go. All right, there you go. There's your N63 little baby intercooler. Oh, look what we have here, people. It didn't go far. Yes! I just unclipped this connector so we can pull it off. And of course, the harder one to get to is the exhaust solenoid. So we want to get that out. And right now, I hooked up the intercooler. So the map sensor's plugged in, all the coolant and everything. And we can actually run the engine like this. Obviously, it wouldn't boost, but we don't care about that. That way, when we're doing our testing, we don't have to put everything back together just to see if it worked. Okay, hang on. Before we go any further, and because it's so easy to go into debt working on an older BMW, I have to tell you guys about today's video sponsor, PDS Debt. PDS Debt creates custom-tailored solutions for anyone struggling with credit card debt, medical bills, personal loans, collections, and much more. So anyone with $10,000 or more of eligible debt qualifies, and there's no minimum credit score. You could have good or bad credit. If you guys think this is something that could help you out, you can get a totally free debt analysis done right now. All you gotta do is click on my link down below or go to pdsdebt.com/legit. This debt analysis only takes about 30 seconds, and from there, you are on your way to saving a bunch of money and time and stress. So go check it out. The link is right down there. Now, let's hope that, what I gotta do isn't that stressful or cost me a ton of money. Yeah. I love this little ratchet. It gets in everywhere. All right, that's loose. Okay. Oh, this bolt wants to fall. No. All right. Got it. All right, so this thing is a little frozen in, but with a screwdriver, we can simply pry it out like that. Probably is original, guys. That's what I'm starting to think with this engine. Nothing in here looks touched. So 113,000 miles. This could be one of the longest lasting survival with original engine internals. It's loose now. Hopefully there's enough room because of course I got the hard one and there's a coolant pipe right there. Great. Let's see if I turn it. Oh yeah. Oh, we're good. We're good. Great design, BMW. Look at that. Ooh. Yeah, this thing is old. That's for sure. You know I got to boroscope a little bit. That's where the solenoid goes. And now we are inside of this engine. Let's take a right or left, I don't know. And everything is looking pretty clean. Here you can see the timing chain, and it is a little bit shiny on the teeth. And there's some more teeth there. I don't see any chunks of guide, so that's good. How far in can we go? Look at that, that's so cool. We are inside the N63, BMW's worst engine ever. Okay, I think there's a little bit of an optical illusion here with the oil. Yeah, that's a reflection. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, this is boroscope inception. My boroscope is flipped around looking at its own cord. That's really weird. You can see the chains riding on a guide there and nothing's broken off. That's nice. So I don't see any big chunks of guide and the chain looks okay, but realistically, it could still totally be stretched. You can't tell the overall condition of a chain just by boroscoping. All right, so what we're gonna do next, so we don't waste any money, is we're actually gonna swap these. The solenoids are all the same, all 4 of them, and we're gonna swap this one over. I don't wanna just simply swap the connector though, because one of them controls the intake and one the exhaust, so the computer is still gonna send the signal then to the wrong one, and we don't want any potential issues there. All right, let's get this guy out of here too. And they really are quite easy to remove, and this is probably worst case scenario since these are most likely original. There you go. Oh wow, look at that. That's weird. I was expecting to see that on the other one, but you see how it's kind of clogged up? That is a filter. That could cause an issue, although this is a large filter with many ports. I doubt that is causing anything. I mean, well, this is the intake side and we know it doesn't coat up or anything, but we'll definitely clean that. And I'm just gonna use a little bit of electrical contact cleaner and we'll spray both of these down. Some people do claim you can fix these by cleaning them, but I don't believe that's gonna be the case for us, but we don't wanna put that back in. Here they are all cleaned up, but before we apply some Mercedes-Benz sunroof grease, I want to power probe these. So I just have my power probe connected to kind of a weak 11-volt battery. This is dead. I mean, it's a core. This test will only tell us if one is bad if it's bad, like totally dead. But a solenoid could still work and set a code because it's not working well enough. It's not able to open against oil pressure. We'll hook up our ground lead. This is the exhaust side, so the suspect one, I did label them. So now we should see this move. All right, so there's that. And let's compare it to the intake side, which was not having an issue. Pretty much looks the same. Okay, a cool test nonetheless. And now we will lubricate the seals like so. Maybe, just maybe, this Mercedes-Benz sunroof grease will just miraculously fix everything. There we go, ready to go back in. Here's the intake cam solenoid. So we're gonna go ahead and put that in the exhaust position now. And it should slide right in. And now we can twist it into its normal position. And then we do a little shimmy like that. It takes a little persuasion, but once it's flush, you're good for the bolt. All right, I just got done installing the bad one, or possibly, hopefully, bad one. So now we're just tightening them up and we're good there. And now the longer harness goes to the exhaust, shorter to the intake. There we go. And just like that, we're ready to fire this thing up and scan it for codes. And if now the intake camshaft has the issue, we are in really good shape. Then we can go ahead and replace and this thing is fixed. Or the engine basically needs to come out and get completely ripped down and maybe like $10,000 goes into it. Just one of the two. All right, so we have an open throttle body, so we don't have any loose parts or anything like that, so it's something to be aware of. But right now, we also don't have any trouble codes because I cleared them, so we're good to fire it up. Look at that throttle body action right there. All right, here we go, people, here we go. Moment of truth. Read codes. No trouble code. Anything? Okay, air mask, whatever. We don't care about that because stuff is disconnected. Wow, that's weird. We're not even getting the other code back though. That is very weird. Read codes again. What? Wow, and it's like, it's running really nice now. This makes no sense, guys. I just swapped them. Read codes again. Okay, I mean, I did do a really good cleaning, but I wouldn't think that would have actually fixed it. And these codes were coming back immediately. It's running weird right now because of the whole air mask thing, but I'm gonna put stuff back together, guys. I don't know why I'm like literally shaking right now because this is like not throwing the code, but I'm gonna put it back together and we're gonna let this thing run for a while. Hold on, I'm just gonna do this again. Nothing.
There's no check engine light.
There's no check engine light?
No.
We've literally never not had a check engine light on this car. We have the air suspension light, but...
Yeah, just no seatbelt.
Dude.
No check engine light.
Guys, this is nuts. Let's get this intercooler back on. All right, I've disconnected everything from the intercooler again, just to make it easier to put it in, but I can't get this thing in fast enough. Did we just fix this thing for free by cleaning out the solenoids? I mean, it is totally possible. Like you saw the carbon buildup on the outside, so there could have been some on the inside as well. And then we did the power probe, so we moved them, you know, up and down and kind of exercised them, if you will. I mean, cleaning a solenoid and fixing it, that is a thing. It's just, I didn't think I would get lucky at all. Oh my gosh, all right, where's my light? Come here, can't see anything. All right, so for now, I'm just going to place everything on there. We don't have to tighten up every little part. As long as we're getting a mass air reading, we won't get that surge. All right, so that's on. V-band right there, plug in a bunch of stuff. Woo! All right, clicking on some intercooler pipes, and like that, did not have to drain the system. We didn't take the engine fan out like BMW wants you to do, racking up those labor hours. Without doing those things, I mean, this is like, it's still like a 3-hour job if you want to clean everything and do it right, which apparently you really do want to clean everything. Let's just do the purge valve as well so we don't get any lights on at all, hopefully. Click, bam, okay, all right. And you know what, we'll just go ahead and tighten this guy up too. All right, now let's start it up. All right, we're gonna erase codes first and read codes, nothing. There we go. Oh, check engine light in here. Please be okay, please be okay, please be okay. Oh my gosh. You gotta be kidding me. Guys, do you remember this? If you watched the first video, you do, but these codes would come back immediately. I mean, it would run for 1 second and they would come back. This is not coming back now. No way. Oh, this is by far the smoothest it's ever ran. No surging, no weird stuff. What? Tailpipe test, how does it sound? I mean, it sounds good. This is a valved exhaust. No smoke, no nothing. This is beautiful. All right, we're in live data. Cylinder smoothness is perfect. Misfire counter, none. And look at that. Our values are perfect. We just want them to be the same. So, you know, exhaust, exhaust, intake, intake, absolutely perfect. So, you know, we have 120 Winkles. What is that? I don't know. I don't know. Advance? I mean, it would be the timing advance? I don't know. But listen to this beauty right here. Oh, it is smooth, guys. Max, can you turn on, is there sport? I don't know if that messes with the exhaust. Let's see. I didn't hear a difference.
Dude, this AC is ice cold.
Dude, seriously.
I don't know if they just charged it right before they got rid of it, but this is freezing cold.
That's awesome. I mean, look at this. I mean, these are good signs. Like, top of the steering wheel is not destroyed. All the white lettering on the buttons. The dash is mint. Everything. I mean, it was taken care of for sure.
I mean, like the armrest is the big thing too.
Yeah,
It's
like
just a little dirty.
Not bubbled at all.
No, that's gonna clean up real nice.
And then, you know, stuff like this is just a little dirty, but that's awesome. It's a really nice car, guys. And now that that is fixed, I'm gonna reward it. That's what I do. Like, so if it needed the whole engine ripped apart, I don't know how much we would be rewarding this car, but because it doesn't, I mean, I'm gonna get this fixed up and it needs the airbags in the rear. We're gonna make it cherry. It kind of actually is like a cherry color too. All right, I know this is the worst BMW engine ever made, but right now, in this moment, I love it. It's running smooth as glass. And supposedly these things are pretty fast. I guess this thing runs like a mid 13-second quarter mile. And then the M version of this runs into the 12s, which is crazy. Same displacement engine, but they put different turbochargers in a tune and all that. But you can hop these up as well. All right, it's been running for like 20 minutes. Read codes, nothing. All right, guys, it's 2 days later. The weekend has passed, and God, it was a great weekend because this was fixed. I went and saw Nate Bargatze or Bargatze or what, however you say his last name, hilarious. And everything is going good, except I got home last night and then I just started getting worried about this. And I'm like, you know what? It's been sitting for a couple days. What if I start it up on Monday and it's misfiring and cam adjuster stuff? So cold start. It's cold start time. Fingers crossed. All right, here we go. All right, before the check engine light would come on immediately, so we're good there. And I am getting very low on fuel. No smoke out of the tailpipe at cold start. Excellent sign. And she's idling down and running great. Okay, we're good, guys. We're good. I'm gonna bolt up the intercooler. We're gonna wrap this whole thing up. And we gotta get this thing on the road to really test it out. And before that, we have to replace the rear air springs because they're totally collapsed. So let's do that and go for a ride. All right, let's take off these gigantic 315 35 20s. Nitto on this side, and they're practically new. Yeah, look at this. 2023. That's awesome. Oh, that's heavy. Whew. All right. Good thing I ate my Wheaties. Or Wheaties. Family Guy, anyone? Stewie? With the wheat.
Why are you putting so much emphasis on the H? What are you talking about? I'm just saying Wheatins.
Wow, that is really bad. This is awesome. Yep. I think we got that one diagnosed. Yeah, this had to have been getting bad for a while. And the other side's like this too. There's no way this just kind of happened. You know, these were leaking for a long time. All right, so this is kind of cool. I found these at my local auto parts store. They were less than $200 each, so not too bad. And I don't think there's actually any bolts whatsoever. So this is the bottom side, and we just squeeze these together, and then I think it twists out on the top. That's pretty cool. All right, we gotta get back here to get to the airline, and don't worry, I will remove that fake M badge. This is not an M car, but later on, BMW did start sprinkling M's kind of all over non-M cars. AMG is doing this too. They're kind of diluting their brands, but yeah, we're taking that off. Now let's take apart this trunk a little bit. This is really cool that I still have the factory BMW mats with a crayon in there. I need some cleaning. Pop this off too. Oh yeah, control modules. I removed the clips from this bottom tray, so we'll get this out of the way. There we exactly sure why they give you a really nice tray here that's covered up. I don't know what you're gonna put in there. It's always nice to be able to see in these areas because you can tell if this car's been in an accident, at least in this corner, by removing these panels. It's something that I use a lot when I'm doing inspections on cars that I want to make sure weren't in an accident. You can just simply remove a lot of these like that and then just take a peek in the corner. If this was replaced, it's not gonna look as perfect. People will try and bend this metal back in a lot of cases and pull it. And all of this looks totally original. All right, let's see what's back here. More control units. There doesn't look like any real easy way to get to the top of that airbag. Hang on, I got an idea. This might be a lot easier than I think. So all we have to do here on the bottom is squeeze these clips and we might be able to just pull this thing down. Let's see. All right, there's that side. And let's see if we push it up. Oh, yes. Yes. I mean, they don't make the engine easy to work on, but maybe they make the rear air springs easy as kind of like their condolences to what you just got yourself into. Now, let's see. We should just have to give it a little twist. Oh, my gosh. Seriously, this is awesome. And where's our line? There's our line. A little red one right there. Cool. Now, with the wheel off, we should have enough room to kind of pull it in this way. All right. And now we have really nice and easy access to that line. Yeah, these are original. See, they have this factory blue paint right there. And I'll just take this 10 millimeter and we can turn the line. There's that. Take this off here. Pop the line out. Bam. All right, this thing is out. Look at that. Just totally destroyed. Guys, if you own a BMW with the rear air suspension, even if you've never worked on cars, you could do this yourself. They probably charge like 3 hours, 4 hours because everybody's afraid of air suspension. So don't pay many hundreds of dollars in labor. Do it yourself. Yeah, this looks like the right part. Look at that. I even get a new boot, so we'll use that. Excellent. So we're gonna remove this little seal and use the new one that they give you in the kit. So this will just slide right off. And then we'll be getting a new O-ring as well. And then we can, whoop, get rid of this guy. So we're gonna clean this line up just like that. And I'll push the red hose through here. We're gonna push this new fitting on like so. And then we're gonna take this, I call it the wedding band seal. It's just my own personal word. And this is definitely what locks it in. So we wanna push that on. It's gonna be really tight. There we go. All right, gloves are coming off for this. Oh, that's tight. That's good though. Okay, we'll slide this on. I'll insert the line here. Make sure it's centered. We'll bring this guy into the mix. Tighten it down. And we're screwing something very small into plastic, so don't go nuts with how far you tighten this. Once it stops, you're good. Yeah, there we go. We can't pull this out, and that's because when we tighten that, this closes up right on the red line. All right, now we can sink this thing in. All right, so now it's a matter of twisting and clipping, and I can't see in there, so it's just, you gotta feel around to get the shimmy and the sham just right. Come on now. There's the notch right there on the bottom. Let's see if I can line this up. There we go. I'll give it a little twist, and it holds itself. All right, we're good. Yeah, there we go. Let's twist it in. Sweet. I'll go do the other side. All right, we got the clip there. A little persuasion. Yeah, a little twist. Out it comes. Ooh, look at that. It's a blue line, just in case you forget which line goes where. I don't know why they're different colors. Oh, they ran out of red, I guess. The line is coming out. There we are. Now we'll loosen up this wedding band. You don't want to just rip these off or you'll ruin the blue line in this case. There we go. Pull this out. And let's take a look. Yeah, this one was a little better. Now, this one actually was not leaking. I'm plugging up the hole with my finger right now. And technically this was holding, well, at least to Alex's muscle power. I don't know if I can produce the same amount as the air compressor, but probably pretty close. Been working out. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and just take this one out so we can get our new wedding band. All right, I'll place the new one in, feed the blue line in. New fitting with new O-ring first, right there. We'll slide this on too. What do you guys call these? I'm going with wedding band. That's what I've called them for like the last 20 years. That's definitely not what they're called. What do you call these seals? Push it on right there. All right, it's all going in like that and like that. There we go. A little Alex BMW click. Click. A little more. Click, click, click. Perfect. And in she goes. Let's see if I can line this up without seeing anything. Oh, there it is. Twist, hold, we're good. At this point, we need this to kind of come down and lock in. Okay, yeah, so we should be able just to push this now. It's a lot easier said than done. All right, we're gonna go up with the control arm a little bit to make that easier to clip in. Get in there. Oh, it's so close. Clip. Oh, the clips are moving out, yes. Is that in? Okay. I think that's in. We'll let this down. Obviously, when it airs up, it's gonna expand, but we need to do both sides, so yeah. Hold, hold, hold. Yay. All right, we're good. All right, I'll do the other side. We'll start it up, air it up, and we should be fixed in the back. That's awesome. All right, driver's side is all done, and check out the brakes on this car. I think they were recently replaced. There's no ridge whatsoever, and right here you can still see the white writing on the pads. Obviously, this thing's been sitting around, so hopefully a good test drive with some nice braking action will clean this up. And more so in the front, no ridge, but some surface rust. Great pad life, though. Oh, man, these things are heavy. Whew. Wheels going back on. All right, American car guys, where were you the first time when you had to remove a wheel from a Euro car with bolts and no studs? Studs are so easy. Bolts can be a pain. Mercedes, and I'm sure some other brands, have a really cool centering tool that kind of holds it up. It's a stud. It's literally a stud that helps you put the wheel on. You could learn a few things from Chevy. Just saying. Going down. All right, we're not gonna go down all the way. So let's keep it up right there. Be gentle on the air pump for now. Let it kind of fill up slowly. And guys, I don't show it every single time, but I do torque wheels. It's very important. I just had a friend with a Ford F-150, brought it to a shop, and they didn't torque the wheels, and he almost lost one on the highway. So torque them every single time, don't forget. All right, let's air this thing up. All right. Low gas, lower it, and the level sensor should tell it to rise up. Rise up! Oh, there it is. It's kind of hard to tell. But yeah, it's moving up right now. Perfect. And I don't hear any hissing or anything. Oh yeah, it's going up quick. Look at that, beautiful. All right, there we go, that's it. And there's no more warning on the dash. Are there any warnings on the dash? Outside of gas. Yeah, we just got a bulb warning, that's it. Cool. No warning lights on the cluster of a BMW. Is that even physically possible? I don't know, but this engine is running great. The suspension looks amazing. I'm gonna wrap up some stuff under the hood, and we gotta go for a test drive, make sure everything else is okay. I only shifted this thing through 2 gears in the auction parking lot, so we gotta make sure the transmission is working properly before we move on to putting, some more money into this thing. So far, I'm only like $400 in. All right, guys, here's a little LegitStreetCars trick. So I'm about to go back together with the intercooler bolts. You remember the one fell, and when we go back in, this is gonna be hard to navigate in that little tight spot, and it might fall out. So what we're gonna use is butyl. So this is kind of a gooey substance. I'll leave a link down below. You use it to seal things like headlights and stuff like that. Lots of other uses, but check this out. We're gonna take a little piece off, and we're just gonna put a strip right on top of the bolt like that. Doesn't have to be that thick. And now when we put our socket on there, it's gonna stay. It's not gonna go anywhere. We're not gonna lose it. And you can even put some of this on the socket before you go attack a job like this so you don't drop it to begin with, but especially going back in. This is awesome. It'll save you a ton of time and headache. I mean, you drop a bolt in here, most of the time she gone. Check it out. This thing is not going anywhere. And they do make magnetic sockets and stuff too, but this worked great. Now I can mess around in here and try and get these bolts in. Butyl for the win. All right. So if your sockets look like this all the time, you're working on pain in the butt engines like this, where there's no room. Or at least they would if you're using the butyl. It's one of those, I don't know how you guys pronounce that. I say butyl. Actually, at the dealership, we called this stuff dum-dum for some reason. No idea why. Check this out. For more information, see owner's manual, list of approved oils, or call this number. You know we're calling this number. 1-800-831-1117. That spells out N63 bad. Just kidding. That's only 6.
Thank you for calling BMW of North America. Tell us the reason for your call so we can direct you to the right resource.
Engine oil. Can you imagine if they have a live person talking to you about oil?
Sorry, I couldn't understand your response. Tell us the reason for your call so we can direct you to the right resource. Please
What?
say,
And
we heard. 19. Is this correct?
no.
Sorry, I couldn't understand your response. Tell us the reason for your call so we can direct you to the right resource.
Agent.
So that we can best assist you, please tell us the reason for your call so we can direct you to the right resource.
Engine oil.
Sorry, I couldn't understand your response. Tell us the reason for your
Oh my
call.
God. All right, we're done. We're done, guys. I don't think the engine oil department exists anymore for BMW. We already changed it in the last video. 540 AMSOIL synthetic should be good. I do believe this calls for 530, but I went a little tiny bit thicker. Just got done tightening up the hose going to the throttle body, which is impossible to show you guys, but here's the bolt for the purge valve. That's done. All right, this is all done, and I just want to double check that the coolant and water mix for the intercooler system is not too low. It's definitely at its minimum. We could probably add a little. Don't tell anybody, but I'm putting a little bit of Mercedes-Benz antifreeze in here. Don't worry, it's the same stuff. This will give it some Mercedes power though. 10 horsepower minimum. There we go. Next, we're gonna reinstall this aluminum support bar. The hood latch cable clips to it. All right, there we go. Now we have our cold air induction tubes. Let's go like that. And a couple of clips right into the bar, like so. All right, we have more support bars going in. There we go. There's one there and one there. And then of course on the bottom we have the stiffening plate. They really wanted to make sure this thing was solid. We'll get some of this plastic stuff back on this side too. There we go. With all of that complete, it's time for our engine cover, which is technically cracked and possibly why they listed this as having a cracked engine. I don't think we'll ever know though. Okay, cool. Almost there. Stiffening plate is back on so it can stiffen things. We have the plastic under engine belly pan on as well. All of the hardware and screws are there, which is another one of those signs that the car wasn't totally hacked up its entire life. But anyway, let's bring her down and go for a ride. All right, maiden voyage, here we come. When I was driving at the auction, it was definitely shaking a lot more. It's running good. It's weird, this thing doesn't really have a backup camera. It's got like the sensors, but there's no actual screen. All right, well, we're not gonna get very far without gas. So we gotta get that first. So far, up to third gear, it's perfect. Wow, the alignment is great. Turn signal works. Although I didn't think all BMWs even had turn signals, because you're just supposed to, you know, you get right in front of someone and you go, just cut them right off. That's what BMWs are about. At least that's the stereotype. I don't know. I'm sure BMW drivers are fine. You know, we're going with the AMSOIL Performance Improver. This stuff is awesome. I put it in all of my cars just once a year. It's gonna clean up carbon on the pistons, which is extremely, extremely important on these cars. They had an issue with that as well. Lots of issues with this thing. Nice. Getting the good stuff 93. And in Illinois today, we got a new gas tax because our gas was so cheap that we needed more taxes. So it's an extra 2 cents a gallon or something. And I'm sure it's gonna go somewhere really important. Thanks, Illinois. We're getting up there. I wonder how big the gas tank is. Stop, please. That's enough. All right, there we go. About 20 and a half, $108, and it's about $5.30 here. How much is gas by you? And I know Europeans, your gas is more expensive. Whenever I complain about high gas prices, I get people from Europe, they're like, yeah, ours have been high forever. I'm like, yeah, I know. I used to go to Italy as a kid. I saw the gas prices, but that doesn't mean that I can't be upset about, you know, $5.30 a gallon. I don't like that. All right, let's see if our gas gauge works. Oh yeah, perfect. All right, here we go. Full tank of gas. Good 1 to 2. Oh, this thing is quick. 3 to 4, okay, we're shifting good, guys. We're going 60. I mean, the legal speed limit. Wow, this is beautiful. No play in anything. Like, the steering and suspension is in excellent condition, especially now with our new airbags. It handles really well, too. Oh, check engine light. Uh-oh. Okay, how's it? Oh, it's running horribly bad. Okay, all right, well, that didn't last long at all. You guys can't see it, but it says reduced power in the heads-up display, and it is misfiring really bad. All right, well, so far so good on our maiden voyage. I don't know why I filled the gas tank up all the way. You don't know if these cars are junk or not. I should have put 2 gallons in there. Oh, it's running really bad, like way, way worse than when I just had the camshaft codes. Well, I'm gonna shut it off, start it up again, see if the mist at least goes away. Huh, yeah, it does. And the check engine light's gone too. Yeah, now it runs fine. Okay, well, that's good. Now, I did kind of get into it. I went like, I don't know, half throttle or something, and we just got gas, so it hasn't cycled through yet. It could have really, really old gas. I'm gonna drive it around for a little bit without doing that, and we'll see if that's what it was. Maybe it was just the gas. Is it ever just the gas in a car like this? I don't know. I don't know. Being hopeful. Oh my God, what is
this guy doing?
Dude. All right, this guy is seriously still trying to cut me off here. Mercedes drivers, jeez. God, I'm on like pins and needles here, people. Is this gonna come back? Please don't come back. Please don't come back. Oh no, this is like, oh yeah, it's back. I mean, I didn't even do much there. All right, we gotta go back to the shop and scan for codes. It was like giving me the old miss. Great, great. Couldn't have been that easy. Yeah, it's a little shaky. Definitely a little shaky. Oh yeah. Oh, you hear that? That's bad. That's worse than when we just had the cam adjuster issue. Trouble codes. Okay. All right, I'll take that. Cylinder 5, misfire. That's it. Hey, it has nothing to do with the camshafts. That is fantastic. All right, we're gonna get this air intake tube out of the way. So cylinder 5 is this first one on this side. And it should be this guy right here. And if you guys saw the first video, I did pull out a spark plug, but it wasn't this one. It was, I think, the one next to it. Let's take a look at this coil. It's definitely plugged in. There we go. Okay, it's a Bosch. Smells like a coil. I've seen coils kind of melt and then they smell like burnt plastic. So you gotta give them the old sniff test every once in a while. And yeah, this is the original coil from 2009. In the last video, I was checking that coil and I thought it had been replaced in like 2012 or 13, but I had everything mixed up. They list it differently here on the old Bosch German ones. So you can see here, 2009. It's definitely where you want to look first, but let's pull this plug. The other one looked okay, but it was a BMW plug. I don't think it was original, but the gap was a little bit higher than factory, so let's just take a look. At least it's the easy one. Let's see what this plug looks like. All right, here's our plug. Yeah, it looks about the same as the other one. I would not say this is causing the issue. All right, spark plug's back in. Getting to the other coils over there is a pain in the butt. I just want to swap it, so this one right here, that we know works, is easy to get to. There we go. Sniff test, smells the same. Also original. All right, coils getting swapped right now. There's that. There's no bolts that hold these in either. That's all it is. Okay, that's that. We won't put these on just yet. Let's go for a ride. All right, so erase these codes. Nothing. It's not misfiring right now. I think it's got to be under a little bit of load, which is normal. Sometimes when coils go bad, they run fine at idle. All right, here we go. Here we go. It's running fine. It's weird. It's cooled off a little bit, so it might be okay for a few minutes, and then once that coil gets hot, it's over. It could very well open up electronically right when it gets hot. Those are coils for you. Oh, there we go. Check engine light. Okay, cool. Let's see. Hopefully it moved. Ooh, she's shaking. Okay, turn off. Cylinder 1, perfect. That's the one we switched it with. All right, it needs a coil. That's awesome. I'll limp it back to the shop. You don't want your car to misfire. Most newer cars are smart enough, though, when they start to misfire to shut off the fuel injector, but it's not good to drive around with a miss. So we'll limp it back and fix it. Hopefully for good this time. Can we make it a full tank of gas without any issues? I don't know. It says we have 500 miles. That's like an eternity. Check it out. I have a good used coil we can swap in because I've had multiple BMWs and coils go bad all the time. So let's put this in and see if it fixes it. So I moved the bad one to cylinder 1. So I just took that one out. Here is our known good used part. Little connector action, click. Okay. Please be fixed. I mean, this is pretty cut and dry. It moved to cylinder 1, so we should be good. Famous last words. Knock on hood. All right, I cleared out the codes, so we'll start fresh. Sounds pretty good. Running pretty good. All right, guys, that's it. Check engine light is gone, and we are gonna get on the highway here. So far, so good on the coil, and I just wanna get this up to speed here. We're going 60 right now, and yeah, no shaking from anything. I'm gonna give it a few kind of like hard brakes. We'll see what we can do with these brake rotors, clean the rust off of them. Turn signal there works again, excellent. But yeah, this is nice. God, this would be a great road trip car, except for the fact that it only seats 4, which is weird. I'm not a big fan of that. Let me know in the comments, guys, could you get an X6 that could seat 5? It's gotta be an option, right? Yeah, here we are. Going well, horrible mileage. These things are rated 12 city, 18 highway, which is, yeah, obviously it's bad, but that's pretty much what every SUV, especially with a V8, gets. I mean, back then at least. Man, everything's in a good spot. It's comfy. I mean, the interior's a little dirty, but I think this thing is gonna clean up like really, really well. So this is awesome. This is awesome. That coil had to come up, didn't it? It had to, like, give me a heart attack, of course. But anyway, let's get this thing back to the shop, and I mean, we gotta treat it with some goodies. And you know what, cosmetically, this thing, it needs to be exfoliated. It has little things like this, where the headlights are in good shape, but they're faded. The paint is overall in good shape, but you know, it's just a little scratched up. It needs a little touch up. This has gotta go. Something else I'm excited about is to clean up this tan interior because it's an awesome shape, but it could look even better. I did a little test spot here, check this out. The dirt's just inside the grain, so this could look even better. These little brushes work so well. Look at that in short order. Woo, that is nice. All right, I'm probably getting ahead of myself, but I'm excited. If you guys haven't noticed, I love getting these broken, abandoned, mystery type of cars and bringing them back from the dead and making them look as brand new as we can. And speaking of looks, what do you guys think of the X6? Some people, it's the ugliest car in the world, and other people really like it. When they first started doing this whole coupe SUV thing, I wasn't into it, but I do think this is a pretty good looking car with 4 seats, not the most practical, but let me know in the comments section what you guys think of the X6, and definitely stay tuned for the next video. We're gonna make this thing look, well, as beautiful as it can look. So with that, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up, share the video with your friends and family and BMW fans. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and most importantly, have an awesome day. I'll see all of you in the next video. That's the sound of B-roll, by the way. Yeah, I mean the chain, yeah, you can see the chain, it'll look like this. This test won't tell us if this won't. I cut the mozzarella. And it won't go anywhere. Sometimes you can get, now that, that's what I look like when I'm doing that noise. All right, there we go. Oh wait, what am I? Hold on. Yeah.